All right, hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. I know you read the title of this video. You texted the group chat and were like, yo, Eastwood lost his mind, bro. DJ Eastwood running back Philly. He's losing it, bro. He's on something. We gotta help him out. We gotta get him some help. No, I want you to hear me out for a second because Tobias Harris is two people. Tobias Harris is no gray area when it comes to the Sixers and what he does on the court and whether he steps up or not, whether he helps you win or completely cuts your legs off when you need him the most. But there's a difference this season, and no matter what I've said about Tobias Harris after some games this year, I've seen Tobias Harris bounce back from very bad performances this season more than I've ever seen him bounce back from bad performances. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is because of Nick Nurse and what they're doing in practice and what they're doing going into the lab and training sessions after some bad performances and film review, etc. That has never happened in the modern 76ers era in all 5 years of Tobias Harris's contract. You know, it's like Tobias Harris is somebody that had anger issues for a long time, and he finally went to a therapist. And Nick Nurse is the therapist. Let's look at some of Tobias Harris's worst games this season, and then some of his best games, and then we're going to try to decide if we can trust him or not. For anyone wondering why do Sixers fans talk shit on Tobias Harris, it's games like this where you're playing without Joel and you say, okay, we need you to step up. And you give us 15 and lose to Minnesota. You give us 12 and lose to New Orleans. You know, you give us 14 and lose to Boston. And this is the game. This is the game where we were playing without Joel, Maxey, and the whole bench stepped up. Tobias was the only guy getting paid more than $10 million a year on the roster that was out there. And he gave you 14. He was 6 for 16, and he totally folded at the end of that game and really cost you the game at the end, the game that they should have never been in, but he cost you the game at the end. The 3 points in 32 minutes against Chicago, we're going to talk about those games. I just want to look at some plays and look at the version of Tobias Harris that plays weak and goes and weak-minded and doesn't go to the rim strong, and then kind of just what he's done recently and the difference in his play style. Two pretty good examples right here of the different personalities Tobias Harris has. Here he is on Jaylen Brown, who's a solid 6'7", 6'8", 230 or 240, right? And he's going to use his body right off the first dribble to really move him back a couple steps right here. Bang. Right? Gets into the lane, and this is his sweet spot, and hits the little fadeaway jump shot, gets the roll on it, right? Now this next play on CJ McCollum has a clear size advantage. This is a game without Joel Embiid. And here's the difference. He doesn't go into his body. He doesn't use his size and his strength at all. He tries to do a finesse little spin move fadeaway over CJ McCollum and misses the shot. Like, why are you putting a shoulder into the chest of Jaylen Brown in one game and then shying away from contact on CJ McCollum the next game? You know what I'm saying? And I think that the Sixers are, taking him in the film room and showing him these things and saying, like, this is how we need you to play. This is why he's been bouncing back this season, I think, more than any other season after some lackluster performances. Here we are still against the Pelicans. I want to show you two layups attempts from Tobias Harris in this game that were incredibly weak. And I think the word I want to use is unconvincing. He doesn't look sure of himself. He looks hesitant in these games. Going to the rim. He just doesn't look like he's very confident in what he's doing. There's a very easy block by CJ McCollum. And here's a take where he drives baseline and again, just looks hesitant, looks unsure of himself, does not look confident, and doesn't use his physicality to either put the ball in a hoop or get to the free throw line. Really shies away from contact there on Valanciunas by trying to switch over to his left hand. this is the kind of stuff right here from Tobias Harris. Like, that's just not a strong take. That's avoiding contact, trying to go over the defender like you're 6'1" Kyrie Irving. You're 6'8", 230-pound Tobias Harris. One more dribble right here. Go into Valanciunas' body and make him either block the shot or put you on the free throw line. That's where we get frustrated with Tobias Harris. Now let's look at what he's been doing recently. I could show these plays all day. Of course, I just wanted to find a couple examples of him going to the rim strong. And let's look at what he's been doing recently. How he's been playing stronger, in my opinion. Now, you just saw what he did on Valanciunas, where he avoided contact. Now, here's a good example of him squaring up, using his body, instead of picking up his dribble early like he did on that play that I just showed you and avoiding contact and fading away. He takes a couple of extra dribbles, plants his feet, pump fakes, gets great position, and puts the ball in the hoop. It's just a night and day difference. Because on that other play, he's picking up his dribble early and going off of 1 foot and fading away. Like, he would pick up his dribble like right here, take one step, and try to throw it off the top of the glass. Instead, he takes a couple of really strong power dribbles, gets his body in there on DeAndre Hunter, pump fakes, and finishes. And that's just way stronger of a take than the other couple that we just saw. The recent win over the Sacramento Kings without Joel Embiid is exactly what we've been asking of Tobias Harris his entire contract. For him to step up in that game without Joel and put up 25 field goal attempts is huge, and that's what we need from him moving forward. You know what I'm saying? That's what we need from him. Here's one against the Kings. He had 3 dunks in his game, by the way. Anytime you get a Tobias Harris dunk, there's definitely something different going on in his mentality. But here's a fast break dunk. He gets the ball from Patrick Beverley right here. Now, De'Aaron Fox is coming at him. He could have taken a dribble and did a little sidestep and tried to go high off the glass. Instead, he said, I'm going at him. He's either going to foul me or I'm putting the ball in the hoop with 2 hands. And Fox kind of jumps out of the way, and he puts the ball in the hoop with 2 hands. Just a different mentality from him right there. Another one here, he's strong and he moves the defender out of his way right here, unlike that play that we watched on CJ McCollum where he didn't even really make contact with him and did a little free throw line fadeaway. Instead, he says, I have a smaller defender on me. I'm going to put my shoulder down and move him out of my way. Boom. And just dunks the ball and gets an and one right there. Different mentality. This is my favorite Tobias Harris game of the season so far. This may be my favorite Tobias Harris game of his 76ers career, because you were going down into the fourth quarter of this game with the Denver Nuggets, and he just really stepped up in so many moments of this game, and he was strong and he was physical. Here he is. He has Jamal Murray on him in the paint. Mismatch. Mouse in the house, right? He could fade away from contact right here. He could do a little one dribble fade away. No, he moves Jamal Murray under the damn rim, bro. Puts him in the basket. Probably should have got a foul call right here. I just love the mentality right here. He says, I'm turning my shoulder. I'm putting him under the basket because he's smaller than me and he can't stop me. That's the mentality that we need you to have, Tobias Harris. Somebody send this to him. Well, I think Nick Nurse has been doing this exact thing with him. Here you go. Fast break off of Joel Embiid block, and watch Tobias Harris on this play. He sees Maxey get the ball and he really starts to run hard. He could jog here down to the 3-point line. He runs hard to the rim, and a Tobias Harris alley-oop dunk. Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever seen? I don't think he has any of these in his career. I don't think I've ever seen a Tobias Harris alley-oop dunk. If you could find another one, you send it to me. But that's just a different level of mentality. That's just a different attacking mentality by Tobias Harris. Saying, I'm going to run hard. I'm getting in good position, and I'm Maxey with the oop. Let's go. I love it. And this segment right here is my favorite Tobias Harris segment of this season. Sixers down 104-99. They start the fourth quarter with Joel Embiid on the bench. Who's going to step up? Who's going to keep us in the game? And it's Tobias Harris. He scores the first 6 points of the quarter for the Sixers. And here he is on Reggie Jackson. And look, again, just a strong move. Boom, shoulder to the chest. Keep your balance. Go strong to the rim. That's tough. Mismatch again. Mouse in the house. You're going to keep putting Reggie Jackson on him. He's going to keep getting buckets. Here we go again. Quick decision. Turnaround fade. Here he is again with Scooter Braun on him. Chris Brown. What the fuck's his name? Christian Brown. Again, gets into a jump shot, but is physical right here. Boom, slaps his hand off him. Get off me. Gets really closer to the rim, you know what I mean? The CJ McCollum play that I showed you earlier, where he shot it from the free throw line because he didn't move the defender. The CJ McCollum play right here, he turns around and shoots this at the free throw line. This play with Christian Braun takes an extra dribble. Another dribble. Shoulder to the chest. Boom, pushes his arm out of the way. Get off me. Now I'm 2 feet, 3 feet in front of the rim. We're money all day from there. So that's what I'm saying. With Tobias Harris, you get a tale of two styles of play. You get strong play, you get weak play. But I definitely think, and I hope I portrayed it a little bit in the clips that I showed. I just threw this together really quickly for you. He bounced back a little bit different this season. And I think it's because he has some very weak-minded performances, and I think Nick Nurse gets him in the lab and shows him, just like I showed the clips, of, why'd you do this right here? Why'd you pick up your dribble here and go weak and try to go high off the glass? Take 2 more dribbles right here and put your shoulder in his chest. And so Tobias Harris might be the X factor for the Sixers this season, because if you're getting a confident, strong-minded player who can give you 15 to 20, the Sixers are a different team, obviously, than a guy folding like a lawn chair and giving you 6. We'll see if it continues the rest of this season. We'll see what it looks like in the playoffs. I don't know if, I don't think Daryl Morey's going to trade him at the deadline because he loves him. That's all I want to show you guys, man. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give me a like, subscribe to the channel, turn your notification bell on, all those things. And I'll talk to you soon.